Hello, people. We're back. Roswell. Well, there might be a few questions raised. How do you know this? How do we know you was in the CIA? Where is your proof? Where is your credentials? Well, it's easy to say things. Let me take this off so you can see it. There we go. I still hold my ID badge very proudly today. Let me turn it right where you can see it. I still hold that today. Here's my other ID. OSI, the Office of Special Investigation. This is where it all starts. So, and plus I have my DD-214. I was in the military. And there's some out there that says, oh, it's stolen valor. He was never in the Marine Corps. Well, I'll let you know, I get a nice little pension every month from the federal government. I gave my life to this country. I also dedicated my life from a childhood that I would stand proud to give this testimony that I am now. So, like I said, the ones out there that really want to rebuke this, go for it. I'm doing it out of love. But anyway, that's a story in itself, and we'll just let it stay where it belongs, in the dumpster. Start with the Roswell crash. Very well documented case. People didn't know about it until probably the 70s. There was speculation, some unanswered questions that people were looking for, just couldn't find it. We have the alleged UFO experts today that say, well, I know this and I'm an expert on that. I've wrote this book, made this DVD, and it's the same broke record. We hear the same song and dance that we did 30 years ago. We hear it still today. But what really happened at Roswell? Well, remember my Roswell Bible? Right there. Let's go on, and I'll tell you all about it. On the night of July 2nd, 1947, at Walker Field, that was the Army Air Corps base that was there in Roswell, New Mexico. It was actually the home of the 509th Nuclear Bomber Wing. It was the only bomber wing in the United States. It was the only one in the world at the time. This is where the Enola Gay flew out of that dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. And most people don't know that, but it did. The radar tower, and I do have the radar logs right here in this book, at about 10:53 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, the radar tower was picking up 3 unknown bogies coming from the south at a high rate of speed. They had a code name at the time. They labeled them as fast walkers. That's right. And these 3 unknown crafts flew at 10:59. Just about 20 miles west of Walker Field. They were going north. The speed was phenomenal. So the officer today had been called to the radar tower, and he was looking at the bogies. He was contacting his superior and making notes of it. The radar logs also said that they went north about 30 miles. And you got to remember, on that night, there was a very severe thunderstorm going across the plains north of Roswell through the desert. Suddenly, there was a clap of flash. Some thought it was electrical storm, lightning, and there was a loud boom. But the boom was way louder than anything anybody had heard. Some of the witnesses I interviewed back in 98 and 99 told me it was unlike anything that they had ever experienced. It rattled windows, it turned over chairs, it stunned the whole community. People were coming out to see what just exploded. They thought maybe a bomb had went off over at Walker Field, but that was not the case. there was an aerial dogfight that was taking place over the deserts. A aerial dogfight that was not of man's doing. Any government on this world, to be exact. This had came from outside of the Earth's atmosphere. A deputy sheriff over in the next county over, just east of Roswell, he was about 30 miles south of Corona, witnessed the loud flash. He witnessed the loud boom, not knowing what it was, but did he see crafts? No. The radar logs indicate that whatever it was, one of the bogies had went off the screen, and the other two proceeded. Within a matter of seconds, the second bogey went due west and went off the screen. Now at this time, Holloman Air Force Base, which was just south of Albuquerque, New Mexico, had been called, and they were now watching two of the three bogies. And these bogies were moving toward them at a high rate of speed. It would be a matter of minutes they would be either on top of Albuquerque or done past Albuquerque. And suddenly the second bogey went west, and not only did Roswell, but Holloman lost track of it. It was going west. The third bogey was within 15 miles of Holloman, and people were out on the control tower, the flight line, were looking up to the skies to see if they could see it, but they didn't see nothing. And suddenly this third object went due east and eventually went off the radar screen. But during this time period, the first bogey that disappeared reappeared. It was now coming back southwest, and it was lost again within a matter of seconds, right around 10 or about 10:59, I believe the radar logs say. And it went off the screen just northwest of Roswell, downtown Roswell, about 20 to 22 miles northwest. And that would be the last if anybody knew about that. So what happened? What really happened? I'm going to tell you a fantastic story that can be verified. And this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where the Roswell experts have never put one and one together. And why? Because they didn't know. And most of them didn't care. But there was a couple, just a couple,